I have been at Raheny GAA, an area of high population in Dublin. I have been at St Mark's GAA, which is Cala, and that's just on the outskirts of Dublin, which was created 50 years ago. I have been in New Ross, and I met a club there as well. And I was also in Carrasavine, which is a club from the All-Ireland champions, and they are a very, very long established club. And each one of these clubs, and of course today is the 5th club, and I have to say I was really, really looking forward to coming to this club. And the reason I was really looking forward to coming to this club is that we are talking an awful lot about demographics in the GAA at the moment. It's one of the biggest topics, and particularly rural depopulation. But the other side of rural depopulation is population increase and the population explosion in the eastern seaboard of our country. And on one side where you have the problem of rural depopulation, you have this maybe advantage on the other side of being able to care for all of these people on the eastern seaboard. But we almost look at this left-hand side as a problem as well. And I can tell you, I was talking to Benny Hurl, the chair of our demographics committee, on my way here, and I was talking to him yesterday about it as well. And he was telling me that, and I agree with this, the rules of the GAA almost make it impossible for growth, to grow the association. Because in order to set up a new club, you have to either have a row within your own club or start something up from nothing. I'll not comment on it. So I am going to pretend in my visionary mind that this club was set up by a few people who decided that the population growth in this area warranted a new club. And you are right. And in many respects, I'm here to comment on the journey that you have been on, where the GAA, perhaps as an organisation, did not distinguish itself in helping you or in understanding that there was scope in this area for a new club. And as a result of the experience of the people in this room, and particularly our founding members, one of the things that we are looking at in the GAA with regard to demographics is setting up what we call a club support unit. So they would have a number of remits, one of which would be to assist clubs who are coming to them in areas of demographic decline, and obviously people who are coming to them in areas of demographic increase and saying to them, what are you doing? Let me see what your plans are, and we will assist you. And I think that is something that would definitely have benefited the people of this area, to be able to go to a separate entity away from your area, away from your county, and they can look at all your policies, what's your safeguarding like, what's your betting like, what's your coaches like, do you have a premises, what's your population like, what's your school population like, all of those things, and have you people to populate a new club. Because this isn't like other sports where you have your 11 players, yeah, we play in the league on Saturday. Setting up a GAA club is an onerous task, and in many respects it should be, because sustainability is one of the main things you require in a GAA club. So with all of those obstacles that were put in your way, the fact that you are here and that you are thriving and that you have a plan and that you have the president of the GAA here and that somebody had the presence of mind to get a marquee for today speaks volumes to your leadership. And we often talk about the leadership, the difference between leadership and management. And management is so important because we need managers for every team and we need managers in every institution and every workplace. And managers are people who do. Managers are people who get land, and managers are people who put out flags and who line pitches and who take teams. But leaders are different. Leaders are people who be. People who say, we need something, we need change, let us be the agents for change. And I congratulate the leadership that we have had in this area. You could be complacent and say we'll just keep going along in the one club and sure we'll always be able to have teams out in that club, and there'll be a whole range of people who will not be able to participate in that club because they mightn't just have the ability, or we don't need to actually go out and get them. And then there are other people who'll say, no, we want to be a participation, an organisation of participation. Therefore, we want to create a new club. We want to put ourselves out there. We want to make difficult decisions. In some way, they'll be unpopular decisions, but we see the GAA as being about participation. And I've looked at the documents that you've sent me, and I've seen that, the first one was, can we get a team out? And that was your first big milestone. You played your first match. That's only 2 years ago. And then the second big milestone was, we won a match. And I would imagine that winning a match is so much justification and redemption within the club and saying, yes, there was a scope in this area for a second club. And then, of course, the thing that creates the biggest momentum of all is getting a ladies' team. Because without a ladies' team, we are male, pale and stale, and that is not where the GAA wants to be. So, finally, Mar Focalscar, you have a very, very navigable roadmap. And we at the highest level, and I can tell you that when I was leading yesterday the Ardcoria meeting, where we discussed many, many things and many important things with the development of hurling and our new master fixtures plan and many, many other things. We had people in from Rounders, we had all of those things yesterday at the Ardcoria meeting. When I was leaving, I saw Benny Hurl talking to Liam Keane, and the two boys were discussing this club as it happened and lessons that can be learned from your experience of creating a new club in an area where it's the most rational, logical thing that we should be creating new clubs, and saying that the GAA should be getting almost ahead and locating areas where we need to be having new clubs and finding out if there are people in that area who would like to set up new clubs instead of the experience that you had. So I wish you all the very best. I congratulate you so much. It is very, very rare that I have stood beside the founders of a club that were so young and still alive. And it is so uplifting for me, because when I am in this room, it means that our association is increasing and expanding and becoming bigger and better, and that's exactly where we want to be. So just our son Cumann Uachtarán CLG Marúchar and Cumann Uachtarán CLG tá my brother le bheith anseo agus trístíam le agus súlagam as an téki me tá mé anseo ag an fiche blian go mé club fiú ní smó agus ní spar agus ní belas agus cahaid mé se
club Sinshire
club Curry na me. Are champions of me. You wouldn't know, but you're champions in your own way in what you have done so far. Very kid me,